What if I told you that maybe, and just maybe, we were all given their own blueprint when it comes to finding success in all areas of life? Because here's the thing, success isn't about luck. It's about having the right strategies, the right playbooks, the right blueprint that can help us create a life that's by design, and in doing so, achieve success in any area of life. So today I'll be sharing a simple blueprint that can help you do just that. I'll deep dive into some of the areas, highlight some of the ones that have been instrumental in my own life. And my promise to you is that if you follow the strategies and you follow this blueprint, you'll be able to create a life that's by design and achieve success in any area of life. So if you're ready, let's get it. So every year, all around the world, everybody updates their stuff, their inventory, right? Cars update, electronics update, clothing changes. Everything changes all around the world because things move, perspectives change, right? So the first thing that you have to do in this blueprint is that you got to be able to upgrade your mindset. Your thoughts is what is shaping your reality. If you don't change your mindset, if you don't change the way you're looking at things, your perspective about life and when things happen, if you don't change that, like nothing will be able to change in your life. So the first step in this blueprint is that you got to be able to upgrade your mindset. Now, here are some of the things that you can do to try and help you upgrade and kind of like upgrade your mental inventory. Number one is that you got to be able to adopt a mindset that's always focused on growth. And what I mean by this is that when something happens, let's say you embark on something and you fail, it's not necessarily a failure. You got to look at it for what it is. It's a lesson, right? You failed at something, look at it as a lesson. Take what the silver lining is from that failure so that you can then apply that moving forward as you continue to pursue your goals and your dreams. Another thing that you can do is that when a challenge comes up, don't look at it like, oh my God, here's another roadblock or something. No, it's a challenge. A challenge is an opportunity for you to be able to level up, right? Your skill sets, your ability to communicate, your ability to write, your ability to maybe do video. For me, this is a challenge. Like recording videos every single day is a challenge, but it's an opportunity. I view it as an opportunity for me to level up my skill sets and be able to get better at public speaking, be able to get better at communicating a message. So it's not necessarily a challenge for what it is, like a challenge. It's more so like it's an opportunity for me to grow and develop. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do to kind of like upgrade your mindset is that you gotta be able to be aware of what you're saying to yourself. Like this is something that I struggled for many years, and it wasn't until I was able to kind of like understand, okay, like I know I have a lot of negative self-talk in my mind and I gotta curb that, because if you're consistently saying, oh, I can't do this, or no, that's not gonna work, that's what you're creating. Your thoughts is what's gonna create your reality. So you gotta be able to be aware of what you're saying internally in your coco up here. You gotta be able to understand what you're saying because it's important. If you have consistent negative talk, nothing empowering is gonna come out of that. So you gotta be able to be aware of what's happening inside your head and how you're talking to yourself. Not what anybody else is saying, how you are talking to yourself. And then the third thing that you can do that can help you upgrade your mindset is that you gotta be able to put yourself in positions where you are consistently being exposed to things that are gonna help you grow. So you gotta put yourself in front of the podcast and listen to podcasts. You gotta be able to read books. You gotta be able to attend seminars. You gotta be able to put yourself in the situation that is going to allow you to create a vision for yourself that is positive. So if you do these three things, right? Adopting a mindset that's always focused on growing, you gotta be aware of your limiting beliefs, and you gotta be able to feed your mind the right stuff. You gotta be able to feed your mind the right stuff. If you do these three things, then you'll be able to work on upgrading your mindset. Now, the second step in this blueprint is that you gotta be able to develop success-driven routines, because your life is a reflection of your habits. What you do every single day is the output that you're gonna get. And if you don't like the output that you're getting, you have to change the input. So if you're consistently doing something and the output that you're getting is not what you want, you have to change that input. It's the only way. So there's a couple of things that you can do here to try and help you develop success-driven routines. And number one is you gotta be able to start very small, but you gotta be very consistent. So what is one thing that you can do every single day that can have a massive impact in what you're trying to achieve? That's number one. Number two is you gotta be able to compound your habits. Work on one, be consistent with it, right? And as you build that one, then you want to be able to add the next one and the next one and the next one. And before you know it, as you compound all of these habits, you're going to see a transformational kind of like thing happening in your life, because all those little small habits that you're creating and that you're consistently doing is what's going to create the bigger picture for you. And then the last thing that can help you kind of like develop success-driven priorities is that you got to be able to track and adjust, right? Progress is built on accountability. Be accountable to yourself. Nobody's going to hold you accountable. Nobody wants your dream. You want your dream. So you got to be able to hold yourself accountable and track what's important. And one thing that you can do here is that you can build kind of like a tracker habit, or like a habit tracking that you can track your things. Like for me, one thing that I do that has been super beneficial for me, especially for my health, is that every single day when I wake up, I drink 4 to 8 ounces of water. That's that's my thing. Like there's no compromising in that. As soon as I wake up, I have a bottle of water next to my bed. 4 to 8 ounces of water. I do this every single day. So in order to develop success-driven routines, start small, but be consistent. Compound your habits, right? Work on one. Once you become consistent on one, then you can work on the other one. And then make sure that you're tracking the things that you need to track so that you can hold yourself accountable. And when you look back, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, you can see all the progress that you've made. Now, the third step in this blueprint is that you got to be able to expand your environment. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that you got to be able to surround yourself and audit everything that is around you. If it's not contributing to what you're trying to do, it got to go. It has to go, because there's no point in you trying to be around people that are not contributing to your success and you doing things that are not going to contribute to your success. So you got to be able to expand your environment. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. Number one is you got to audit your circle. And I do this consistently, and I've been doing this for a while. Like, it took me a while to actually understand this, but you got to be able to audit your circle. Surround yourself with people who can challenge you and inspire you. Not anybody that's going to be bringing you down and kind of like always having negative self-talk. The second thing is you got to be able to seek those that are achieving the things that you're trying to do. So seek for mentors, seek for coaches, learn from those who have already walked the path that you're trying to walk now, right? So I know, like for me, YouTube, this is new territory, but you got to be able to seek those mentors. You got to be able to seek those coaches that have already achieved the level of success that you want to achieve. And then the third thing that can help you kind of like expand your environment is you got to limit the negative influences that you have in your life. You got to be mindful of what you're consuming, like the media, the social circles that you're in. And the most important thing, which I already covered, is like what you're saying to yourself. Like, it's important. You got to be able to audit what you're saying to yourself, the people that are around you, the things that you're looking at. Everything that you look at has to be in line, or everything that you look at, everything that you do has to be in line with what you're trying to achieve, And if you do that consistently, even if it's small, but if you do that consistently, then you'll be able to achieve success in any area of your life. So this is a very simple blueprint, but it's one that is very powerful. So if you do these three things, right, you got to be able to upgrade your mindset, upgrade your inventory, make sure that you're doing that consistently every year, make sure that you're creating habits and routines that are going to be in alignment with what you're trying to do, and then make sure that you're consistently auditing the environment that you're in, the things that you're looking at, everything. You have to make sure that you're auditing all of that. And if you do those three things consistently, then you'll be able to create a life that's by design as opposed to having a life that's just by luck. If you made it to the end, thank you. You're truly committed to your success. I highly recommend that you watch this one here so that you can continue to level up your life. So I'll see you on the next one.